Hey, welcome you guys. Today I have a special detox treat for you guys. And I know we talk about detox so much. I mean, that's what we talk about, unless I'm talking about dogs. But for the most part, I'm talking about detox. And I know that I've said to you guys in the past that I don't love the term detox. I think that it's kind of broad and it gets used in a lot of ways that are not really based on what we do in my office at Partners in Healing. When we talk about detox, really what we mean is cellular rejuvenation, right? Regenerating cells to do what they were supposed to do what they used to do before we messed them up. So that is our process of detox. Is our goal of detox is to get cells to rejuvenate, regenerate, and do what they used to do. And the cells that can't do that, we're kicking them to the curb. We're getting rid of them. But the cells that can, or the cells that are reproducing new cells, we want those new cells to be stronger than the cells that are in the body right now. So we want to regenerate stronger, healthier cells. With that process, we are looking to reverse disease. And that's why my buddy Rich is here with me today, because we're going to talk about in real time the reversal of disease. So that is our goals today, to get you to understand cellular regeneration and rejuvenation and the reversal of disease, as well as the removal of toxins, because we do say in detox, right, we are removing toxins as well, whether they are heavy metals, whether they are medications you've taken over the years, whether they are the toxins that are in the cleaning products that you grew up with or that you currently use in your house, whatever those things, diesel fumes outside, car fumes and pollution. Yes, there is a level of detoxing those out of the body. But our focus here is to reverse disease and regenerate cells. And so I brought in my buddy Rich because this is an incredible story, and I really, really want you guys to hear it, because we're going to be following Rich over the next several months on his detox journey, on his cellular regeneration journey. And so I want to tell you a little bit about Rich before he talks about what he's dealing with and what he's doing. I met Rich about 20 years ago. I was a student in acupuncture school. My husband needed some kind of hobby, something to keep him busy while I was working as a firefighter and a student in acupuncture school. So he took up motocross. And for those of you who don't know about motocross, it is a 100% guaranteed injury sport. If you are going to ride motocross, you are going to be injured at some time in your life. So it's definitely not meant for those pickleball players. This is for someone who really wants to get out there and do some wild stuff. So my husband started motocross and met Rich 20 years ago. Rich worked at the track. His son was a pro rider who was teaching lessons at the track, which my husband desperately needed. And Rich at the time was 56 years old, so he was my age when we met. He was my age now when we met. And he was riding, and you've been riding since 42. So since age 42, he decides, yeah, what the heck? Let's get on a dirt bike and jump over 100-foot jumps and, be shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of crazy kids. And he started riding motocross. And so that's how he and my husband met, and eventually I met. And so, Rich is somebody who is very open to information. And 20 years ago, he started watching, I think the first, health movie that you watched was Eating. Eating third edition.
Was it out then?
I think,
Yeah.
That's when we first met.
The Rave Diet.
Yeah.
They had a video, Eating third. They had Eating second edition, which is
tough to watch.
Right.
Animal stuff.
Yes.
Really tough to watch.
Yeah.
But so I think, if I remember correctly, that was the first documentary. I mean, maybe we didn't watch it 20 years ago, but after we got to know each other, and it came out. And so Rich was open to that stuff, and he, every time he excuse me, every time he'd come over to the house after they rode motocross, you know, I've been vegan, my husband and I've been vegan already 10 years. So he'd come over and whatever we had for dinner, he would eat and never complained except for the peppers. So, you know, he did a good job. He got into, after watching the movie, he got into juicing and blending and eating lots of fruit and doing a really good job with his diet and lifestyle. And then about 6 or 7 years ago, he moved several hours north of us. So we really didn't see each other very much. And recently, Rich has had a health crisis, and we're gonna tell you about it. We're gonna talk about it. But you know, he had a health crisis, and he had some choices to make, some really, really important choices. So actually, his daughter called me about 6 weeks ago now, and she wanted to let me know that Rich was in the hospital. And he went into the hospital with some severe shortness of breath and got diagnosed with congestive heart failure. And he's going to tell you a little bit more about what happened there, but got diagnosed with congestive heart failure. And they immediately put a stent in. He had 3 blockages in 3 main coronary arteries. And so in one, they were able to put a stent. The other 2 had 100% and 95% blockage. And so before we get more into Rich's story, I just want to mention to you guys something about that. It's really important to understand why Rich is still here with a 95% and 100% blockage in his arteries, and another artery that was so blocked that they had to put a stent in it, or were at least able to put a stent
Well,
in
they
it.
said I probably had about 25% blood flow. It's kind of a deceptive number, which is more like a third
Yeah,
blood flow.
it's what's called the ejection fraction, and so yeah, it should be up in the 70s.
30, right, yeah, normally full blood flow is like 70%, 75%,
Yeah.
somewhere in that neighborhood.
So he was down
So
to,
if I had a third,
yeah,
that's where I was. About
that's where
a
he
third
was.
of my blood flow through my heart.
So, you know, so they did do that stent, and we'll get into that in a minute. But something you guys really need to understand is why he didn't have a heart attack with 100% blockage. And that reason is really pretty simple. The body is amazing. Don't let anyone tell you the body doesn't heal itself. The body absolutely heals itself if you do the right thing. So even though Rich's diet and some of the things in his lifestyle got him to that blockage, his lifestyle of riding motocross multiple times a week, hours on end, allowed him to build collateral circulation. That means that the arteries that were blocked, the body created capillaries to go around that blockage, bypass it, like a detour in a road, bypass the blockage, and still feed the heart muscle blood and oxygen so that he could survive and not have a heart attack and not die from a heart attack. So the key in his situation and why he's here right now has to do with the fact that he was incredibly active. He is 76 years old. He's been riding motocross since 42 and only recently slowed down, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But that is the key, that his level of activity was intense enough to bypass that blockage, feed the heart blood and oxygen and nutrition, and allow him to still be here. Now, his story is here to inspire you. I brought Rich here to have this conversation with you guys to inspire you. Because how many times do I either talk to one of you guys who are already a patient, or someone who wants to be a patient, or someone who was a patient who says, I don't know if I could do that detox. I don't know if I could do that diet. And this guy is here to tell you what it's like to do it and tell you why you should be doing it. But before we go there, I want to talk a little bit to Rich about his story, because he had no significant medical history. He wasn't being treated for high blood pressure. His cholesterol was a little bit up, wasn't being treated for that. His triglycerides were elevated, wasn't being treated. No diabetes, active. So he had no significant medical history, but his lifestyle got him to where he is. So I want to start, Rich, by kind of going back and telling us, before you went into that hospital, what were you feeling? Let's go back 2 months or so, and then we'll go back to the last few weeks before you went into the hospital.
Right. Well, my diet I didn't think was all that bad, but apparently it was. I had cut down on many things over the years, but when I went up north again, and I started going and out to dinner a couple of nights a week, having my chicken, mostly my chicken with bourbon sauce, and so didn't help any. I was eating a lot more eggs now, the wrong foods, artery plugging foods, literally.
A little.
Yeah, a lot of beer, a lot of water with barley and hops.
Barley and hops mixed into your water.
So anyway, and a few months ago it started. I started noticing when I rode that I couldn't breathe as well, and my endurance was dropping off, and it progressively got worse up until, well, I guess about 2.5 months ago, I went and had an EKG and a blood workup and all that, and that's when the information came back to me that my triglycerides were almost 200. Yeah. My cholesterol level was almost 200, and I said, "Ooh, boy, I better do something."
And
so again,
blood sugar was creeping up too.
Right, they said I was pre-diabetic. All things that kind of surprised me, and I said, okay, I need to do something about this. So I ate a little better. I pretty much stopped all cheese. I had not eaten too much of it as it was, but now I stopped it completely. I'm a milk drinker. I've been all my life, a lot of milk.
We'll be doing a video as we follow Rich through this process. We'll be doing a video about his eyes. We're going to take his iridology pictures this week.
Anyway, so I cut way down on that. I went to no-fat milk. I tried to eliminate as much fat from my system as possible. I pretty much went way down on the beer drinking. Probably not enough down, but some. And that's the way I was.
But it progressed.
And it progressed. It got to the point where I guess a couple of weeks before I checked into the hospital, I couldn't work. I'd move and I'd have to take breaks to catch my breath. I couldn't breathe. The last week, it was move for 5 minutes and take a break for 5 minutes. And that went on for some days until finally, the 2 nights before I did check into the hospital on a Tuesday morning, that night before, I could not lay down and I could not breathe. It was a question, should I call 911 and get an ambulance and get somewhere now? But I said, well, I had a cardio nurse that I was supposed to go into the hospital a month before, and I didn't do it. And so she was kind of on standby with me. And I said, well, I'll call her in the morning. And that's what I did. I got a Tuesday morning. I called her about 9 o'clock in the morning. She was already at the hospital at work. And I said, that's it. I'm coming in. I can't breathe.
And by the way, you guys, don't do that.
Anyway,
don't wait.
Yeah, don't wait till the last minute.
If that happens, that shortness of breath, that tightening of the chest, anything down the arms, sweating, do not wait, and do not drive yourself to the hospital. That's why they make 911. Those are the calls we didn't mind running when I was a firefighter.
I had my car waiting for me when I checked out.
Yeah, great. That's called
in
Uber.
The parking lot.
You could Uber that.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I did. She said, "Come on, I'm waiting for you." She was there and checked me into the ER, and Within an hour, they had me up in a room, and that was the beginning. And they said I had congestive heart failure.
And
My
mitral valve prolapse.
Right, and one microvalve was whatever it was doing. So I had
Don't
a
do
heart
that.
murmur. Yes,
Don't do that.
yes. Okay, anyway, and I had a heart murmur because of the microvalve. So now they put me intravenous diuretics to get the fluid out of my lungs were full of fluid. That's why I couldn't lay down and I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And my heart was surrounded by fluid that made the microvalve not work very well. Not in great shape, not terribly bad, but within 2 days things improved.
He's too tough for his own good when he says not terribly bad. That's a really bad situation.
Anyway, within a couple of days I was much better, much better. I could lay down and sleep. You know, the first night not so good, but the hospital bed propping me up helped.
And the diuretics, the IV diuretics,
Right.
the Lasix. Listen, we don't love that because we understand why that fluid is there, but it can't sit there around the heart. It can't sit there in the lungs, so they've got to pull it out. And so the drugs really helped.
Oh, yeah.
Helped them to be
doubt.
able to lay down and sleep and
Right.
rest.
So
And the stent,
anyway,
one artery.
and to go back a little bit further though, I need to get into this part of it because I was scheduled to do bypass surgery on Thursday morning. And I kept laying there and saying, do I really want to do this? The surgery is a little dangerous. I know 2 people that died after this surgery from blood clots a few weeks later.
So the surgery is a success, but post-op, because of the surgery, they throw a blood clot, whether it goes to the lung or the heart or the brain.
Right. So, and of course that was playing on my mind. And I had already called, I think I called Rosanne on Monday.
I had talked to you on the weekend in the hospital.
Right,
I
right.
talked to Rich. We talked a few times. He was talking about doing the surgery, and I said, listen, it's not my job to make him not do surgery. We're friends, yes, and he knows where I stand, but I still feel it's a very personal decision to make. So we talked, and I said, listen, when you're done with surgery and they release you, come down to my house and let's fix the cause, because removing an artery from your arm and sticking it in the heart to bypass the blockage will take care in the short term, right? But you're not taking care of the cause. It's like putting a bucket under a leak in your roof to catch the rainwater. Yeah, you're protecting the floor, but until you fix that roof, you're going to keep having to change that bucket. So bypass surgery is a temporary fix for a very serious issue. So I said, come on down and we'll detox, after you're done. And he was all for it.
So anyway, I already, watching videos I've watched over the years with heart surgeons that have chosen to not do the surgery and do what I'm doing and repairing their arteries, literally seeing the photos of repaired arteries, a doctor that needed quad bypass that didn't do it, that within 3 months was running a marathon. I've seen these things and I knew it. And I kept laying, and of course I kept thinking of Rosanne. But I said, okay, I'll do the surgery, then take care of it. But they managed to irritate me to the point that I said, you know what? Goodbye, I'm out of here. And I had already spoken to Rosanne, so I called her that morning when I made that decision.
Tell us a little bit about why they irritated you.
Well, again, I think I have 1 doctor, but now I have 8 doctors parading through that room for a week, talking to me about all these things. And the final one was this woman that came in and said, well, we're going to go down your throat while we're doing this and get 2 for 1 and fix your microvalve. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Because I didn't know anything about surgery or really the defective microvalve. So, okay, that pretty much made up my mind. I'm done with this. And then about half hour later, a doctor walks in that had been in before older gentleman, and he says, "Well, yeah," he says, "I'm trying to get them to do something less invasive here than, cracking my chest open and going in and messing with my heart. Uh, but Doctor So and So, feels that you can't clear the other arteries, and this is the best way to go about it. But your microvalve issue seems it's improving. The heart murmur that you had is just about gone. So the stent that we put in is feeding your heart blood, and it's getting to that microvalve and improving the condition of it. So your circulation is up more than it was when you came in here.
So his ejection fraction that was down to 25% actually started to improve. Part of that also is pulling that fluid off the lungs, to allow the heart to contract and relax the way it's supposed to, and the mitral valve started to work and close the way it was supposed to.
Exactly. That was all. And I said, well, if that's the case, I don't need this. I'm gone. I'm out of here. And I called Rosanne back and I said, that's it. I'm coming. And that's how I got here. And
that was 4 weeks ago.
Right.
That Rich started the diet, the detox diet, and he's going to talk about that in a second, and the herbs, because remember, we want to keep the organs of elimination going, your kidneys, the colon, and the skin. We want to move that lymphatic congestion. We want to support, again, what is detox? Part of detox is cellular regeneration. So we've got to support the heart muscles. We've got to use herbs to do that and get circulation going and working optimally. So we brought all that in. He started the diet. Did you start with, cooked vegetables and?
No, pretty much went to raw and that's where I'm going to be. Why bother cooking when raw is better as it is? I got it down to pretty much evening. I do a baby spinach, a tomato, and some raw cauliflower, and some raw mushrooms, lemon juice. I squeeze a half a lemon onto my dish of salad, and some balsamic vinegar, not dressing with any oils in it, straight balsamic vinegar. And that is, to me, I think it's delicious. It's refreshing to boot. It's not a hot food that you're eating. It's real I don't even want to eat hot food anymore.
I made him soup the other day from the book, 100% detox. And he said, it's good, but I don't feel it. I feel like I need the raw.
Right.
And you guys know I'll let you guys eat some cooked food at the beginning of detox, get you transitioned. But he's going all in. This man's 76 years old, and it's something that I really want this video to impact you on, which is, how many times do you say, I don't know if I can do it, I miss eating this, I want that, I'm emotional, I just want to eat what I want to eat? How many conversations do we have and we miss the point? And the point is, do you want to live or do you want to die?
I want to ride and race.
He wants to ride and race. He's got a race schedule. When is your
I'm
race?
92. I have somebody that I'm going to race when he's 72. So that's it. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be healthy, and I'm going to be in good shape to do that race when I'm 92. So that's where I have to go.
Seriously, you want to live or you want to die? Rich wants to live.
So
he wants to race. He wants to see his grandchildren grow up, And the only way to do that is to stick to this. And not say, well, let me just have, you got to fix it.
You got to fix it. That's it. And I know, and I knew what it takes to fix it. And that's it. And it's not, to me, and I love my chicken with my smoky bourbon sauce. Oh, it's so good at Duke's. Anyway, and I love it. I loved it so much that I was going 2 times a week for months, and so didn't help my situation any, that's for sure. But it's okay. I'm happy with what I eat. It's better. It's more refreshing. Again, my energy levels are probably now where I was a year ago, 2 years ago. I feel that way and feeling better every day. I woke up this morning and I said, boy, I feel good. I don't feel any pain. I'm really feeling better.
You're breathing better.
Oh yeah, I used to again. I used to have to breathe through my mouth for the last year at least, where my sinuses would be totally congested, my nose would be plugged up, and that's the way I'd wake up every day, breathing through my mouth. I couldn't breathe through my nose. That's gone, completely gone. For the last week at least that I've noticed, no congestion, none. It's gone. So
Energy up, congestion gone, feeling stronger. We were cleaning out the garage today, and he's carrying stuff that I didn't want him to carry, but he did it anyway.
and I have to add one thing, right? I'm going to add it now.
Add it.
I want you to. I just watched a video, another video that's phenomenal, dealing with all of this.
Was it my video?
Degenerative? No, no, no. It was a
teasing.
video, but anyway, dealing with it, and again, this isn't just for heart problems. It's any degenerative disease. This will help with it.
Yeah.
If not, take care of it completely, 100%. Anyway, I want you to think about this. What I saw on this video. I want you to think about probably the strongest creature on this planet, a 800-pound gorilla. Think about that animal. Do you know what he eats? Vegetables. He doesn't eat any dead animal protein at all. I don't think he ingests any oils. I don't know if he eats insects, maybe a little bit. But again, he's a vegan. This 800-pound gorilla, the strongest creature on the planet as far as I know. No. Also, think of an elephant. He's a vegan. It's a vegan. Think about these creatures. And we're not designed to eat all these foods that literally destroy our bodies, destroy our health, give us cancer, cause heart disease,
Diabetes.
and I know all these things. I've known it for a number of years. So it was an easy decision for me laying in that hospital bed. Let's go do what needs to be done. And it's working great. I'm feeling better every day. And I'm going to continue to. It's a guarantee. It's not a question. Some people question, oh, that won't work. It won't clear your arteries. Like hell it won't. It definitely will clear the arteries. It'll clear everything. So that's a simple truth and reality. Believe it. Believe in it. And learn. Learn. Internet's wonderful. Roseanne's got everything that you need. Read her book right up there, that C.U.R.E, because it's all there. It's all there. It's simple. Real simple.
And you know, I think it's really important also to understand that Rich knew so much of this, but we get involved in life and we get distracted. And like you said, his chicken with the bourbon sauce is really tasty. And you're going about your life and you don't really think about what's going on inside. You know, cancer can take 20, 30, 40 years to develop in your body. Didn't happen overnight. It's slowly developing. Those cells are slowly dividing and increasing until it gets to the point where it goes crazy and then they really super divide, right? Heart disease. That artery can get super, 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 super narrow before you start to feel significantly the symptoms. The symptoms are there. They're underlying. You think you're tired. You think you work too much. You think you're stressed. But the symptoms that are mild start to turn into something really big. And Rich knew from 20 years ago what the right way was to live and to eat and to drink.
And I still didn't do it.
And he didn't do it. He's
didn't.
like all of us. We all experience that. But the beauty is at 76 years old, and I'm going to keep saying that because how many of you say, excuse me, that, oh, I've been eating this way for 20 years. I've been eating this way for 30 years. I'm 50 years old. I can't change. He's 76 years old, and he's got two choices: to live
Or die.
or die.
Or die. That's it. It's really simple. It's not rocket science. It's not complicated, and it's not that big a deal. You know. And actually, again, you'll feel better. So, what do you want? How do you want to feel? You know, and again, all this takes care of everything, all illnesses, all problems. It's real simple. So simple, it's disgusting. And again, and I knew all these things, and I still did I always said, well, maybe I did it 40% right. Not enough. Like on one video, it says, you can take and stop almost all of it, and instead of throwing gallons of gasoline on your fire, you only throw a quart.
Yeah.
You still got the fire.
Yeah.
Now, you still got that fire burning inside of you, and still got the damage going on. So you have to pretty much go at it 100%. No, a little bit, once in a while you want to go and splurge and have one of those crazy meals. I guess it won't kill you, it won't hurt you to any real degree, but for the most part, you got to stick with it and do it right. And then you're guaranteed that you'll be okay. That's for sure. I'm going to be living proof of that. So
we're going to be watching Rich as he goes through this. So we're 4 weeks in. We've both been really busy. He's busy detoxing. Then he went to help my husband out of town for a bit. So now he's back, but he's been detoxing the whole time, taking herbs the whole time. And we finally had a chance to sit here and do this video for you guys. But we're going to be following Rich through this process. Oh, mention about, you talked about your sinuses opening up, your energy getting better. How about weight? Tell me about your weight.
The weight. Oh, what a wonderful side effect all of this has. And I knew this from years ago. Eliminate fats from your diet, and keep breathing, keep moving, no fats, and you'll lose weight. And I knew it, but still didn't do it right. I checked into the hospital 5 weeks ago.
5 weeks
I
ago.
weighed 202 pounds. I got discharged a week later. I was 189. And now this is 3 weeks later.
Almost 4 weeks.
Well, no, 3 weeks after I got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And
almost 4. This Wednesday will
right,
be 4.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm probably tops 175 right now. My belly that came from all that water with the barley and hops in it is pretty much completely gone. I have no belly whatsoever. It's gone. And again, so now I don't have to carry all that extra weight with me. Go ahead and take 2 10-pound weights, hang them on each arm, and let's carry that around. Let's see how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, carry it 24 hours a day. Let's see how you feel. So it's gone. I got rid of those weights. It feels much, much better. So again, what a great side benefit it is. I'm getting lean and mean again.
Watch out, ladies.
Yes.
It's coming for
Yes,
you.
watch. If you're not older than 50.
So this is, you guys, I hope that you're going to follow us through this journey. And I hope right now in this moment you are incredibly inspired that this dude got up out of the hospital and said, I'm done. You're not cracking my chest open. You're not doing these things. Yes, we are still taking medication right now. We're going to be weaning down on medication big time. And then you're going to see your energy skyrocket because some of those meds really drag you down. Yeah. But he said, that's it. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I know there's a better way. And so he's here and he's doing it. I wish I could invite all you guys to come to the house and detox, but I only got one extra room.
And I have that room.
And he's got that room.
You can't have it till I'm done.
So I really, really am hoping that this inspires you to either get back on detox. If you're detoxing right now, dig deeper into your detox. And if you haven't done it because you're worried and you don't know if you want to change your diet and it's a hassle and it's complicated and this and that, he's telling you it's simple.
Well,
so I'm hoping that this inspires you.
What I can tell you is this: find whatever it takes. Find what you can live with. Again, like I said, I have my salads at night and I look forward to it. I want my raw salad at night. It's refreshing. I enjoy the flavors. It's all good. And I'm going to continue to eat that probably every night for the rest of my life. The same thing, that same salad.
I'm going to get him to change it up a little here.
Yeah, she's got it, and not for me. I want to keep it plain, simple, easy. I enjoy it. It's refreshing, so why not just keep doing it?
Okay.
You know, and find your way even after you detox. That's what I keep talking to Roseanne about. Okay, what can I eat afterwards? I want my little pickies at night or whatever. What will I be able
You're good.
to eat and be okay with it? So again, I'm learning to look at all the label. No sodium.
We're
You know,
talking about
no,
making kale chips and things
right.
like that.
No fats at all.
He has avocado. You have some avocado.
Well, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
talking bad fats.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
talking about avocado.
Not
the whole
avocado
different-
oil, but the whole avocado.
The whole
Yeah.
avocado,
Yeah.
right.
He's
Uh,
doing
So
phenomenal.
that's it. It's that simple. Just find the avenue that you need, but take the right avenue. You know, you can find the food, something that'll keep you okay, and you can say, no matter what, I can do this.
Yep.
And you can. That's it. If you need to, that's what you do. Like my father always said, if you're a man and you have a problem with something, you'll fix it. I tell you the same thing. If you're a man and you have a problem, fix it. For
Get her
women,
done.
I don't know what to tell you.
We fix it too.
Yeah,
We
I'll
fix
help.
it even
You
better.
come to me, I'll help you fix it.
We teach them how to fix it. All right, you guys. I hope, as I said, that this has inspired you. I hope you follow Rich through his journey. We're going to keep doing some videos and keep you posted on how well he's doing and how the stomach he's going to start getting ripped.
That's right.
And of course his
If somebody
race.
will let me exercise.
We're moving slow. We're just moving slow. But yeah, I think we're ready to kick it up a notch. All right, you guys. I hope to see you in our next video and have a really, really good day, evening, depending on what time you're watching this. And stay healthy, stay strong, and stay fruity. Take
Enjoy.
care. Enjoy.